amo. Yo te amo. I love you.
Yo te amo. Yo te amo. I love you.
Yo te amo mucho. Yo te amo mucho. I love you very much.
Yo te amo mucho. Yo te amo mucho. I love you very much.
S4e mucho.
Freddie, how can I learn Spanish if you keep waking me up?
Learn Spanish while you sleep. But how's that possible?
It's the very latest thing. Your mind absorbs the language while you're asleep. You become sort of a subconscious senorita.
Well, why didn't I learn any French? I slept through 3 semesters of it.
Maybe you were asleep, but you weren't paying attention. Just be quiet, Freddie. I want to know a little Spanish before Dad and I leave for Havana.
Yo te amo mucho. Yo te amo mucho. I love you very much. Yo te amo mucho. Yo te amo mucho. I love you very much. Yo no tengo mucho dinero. Yo no tengo mucho dinero. I do not have much money.
And you're not getting any from my daughter, you tamale moocher. Freddie!
Dad!
Mr. Albright!
Well, now that we all know each other, what's your big idea, Dad?
I'll thank this half-baked toreador to speak English around here, so I'll know what's going on in my own house.
Freddie? That wasn't Freddie.
Well, then who was it? Where did he go?
Dad, it was only... Well, I guess I might as well tell you. His name is Jose Gonzalez de Castro.
And you sat there and let him talk to Margie like that? But Mr. Where is he?
Well, where does a gay caballero usually serenade his lady love?
Not being a lady love, I wouldn't know. But if this Jose de Who's-this knows what's good for him, he'll get out of here and stay out.
Jose, don't let him catch you. He really means it.
Oh, you've done it, Margie.
Yo te amo. Yo te amo mucho. Yo te amo mucho. I love you very much.
Look out, Jose.
Yo te amo. I love you.
Me too, Jose. Bye.
Yo no tengo mucho dinero. Yo no tengo mucho dinero. I do not have much money.
Very funny. I might have broken my neck.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Dad, but maybe this will teach you not to jump to conclusions all the time.
Learn Spanish while you sleep. While you sleep?
It's the newest method. Quick, too. I'll be able to interpret for you while we're in Havana.
Correction. We are not going.
Not going?
I've got to stay in town. Something came up at the office.
But we already have our tickets. I'm all packed and everything.
I'm sorry, baby, but this is a very important client. The Countess de Lichtenfeld. She's flying over from Europe.
Well, why can't Mr. Honeywell handle it?
He wants to go to Boston for the dog show.
Dog show? We're giving up a trip to Havana so he can go to a dog show?
Well, he is my boss, you know.
And it's about time you stop letting him take advantage of it. He's always doing things like this. You're not just an office boy, Dad. You're the real brains of the firm, and he knows it. And, well, it's undignified for you to let him push you around like a beanbag.
Margie, that will be enough. You just don't understand about business.
Well, I know one thing. He'd have a lot more respect for you if you'd tell him off once. Stand right up to him, I mean. Mr. Honeywell, the answer is no. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Oh, please, Dad, just this once. Put your foot down.
All right, I will. We are not going to Havana, and that's final. Here, trade that in on the Perry Como. I'm going to bed. And I am not a beanbag.
Nice try, Margie. For a while there, I thought the old beanbag was gonna... Well, you sure had a fast trip to Havana.
Oh, it isn't just Havana, Freddie. I meant what I said about Mr. Honeywell. Dad practically runs the company. When it comes to getting business to the firm, he's the big wheel. But when it comes to getting a little appreciation, all he gets is the business. Oh, I guess he'll never learn.
Not even while he's asleep.
Freddie, you're sharp tonight.
What did I say?
It's simple, Freddie. If you can learn to speak Spanish while you're asleep, you can learn other things while you're asleep. Like, standing up to an unreasonable boss.
Uh-oh.
I knew this record player would come in handy someday. Mr. Honeywell, the answer is no. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Mr. Honeywell, the answer is no. Mr. Honeywell, the answer is no. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Mr. Honeywell, the answer is no. Dad, what are you doing home? Did you see Mr. Honeywell?
I saw him.
I hope you were firm with him.
Oh, I really told him off.
Oh, swell, Dad. What did he say?
He said, all right, you're fired.
He can't do that to you.
Well, somebody can, and whoever it was sure looked like Honeywell.
Hey, you don't want music at a time like this.
Well, why not? It might cheer me up.
Yeah, but not that record. I mean, well, you've just lost your job. We may be thrown out on the streets. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Mr. Honeywell, I positively refuse. Mr. Honeywell, I won't do it. Would you
Honeywell,
care
the
to
answer
stand?
is no. Margie, I warned you about these crazy schemes.
Now, wait, Dad. I can explain. I'll straighten it all out for you. I'll go right down and tell Mr. Honeywell the truth, and he'll hire you back again.
You didn't hear what I said to him, Margie. Why, that old fossil will never take me back.
Yes, he will. I'll square things for you, I guarantee it. I'll go get dressed right now and go down there.
By Jove, all right. This time I think we've got it made.
You should have seen the expression on her face when I turned on that record player.
She's coming down here to get me to hire you again.
Yes, but I told her it was no use. I said, that old fossil will never take me back.
All right, you keep calling me an old fossil and I will fire you.
Miss Albright.
Just a minute. It's Margie. Hide in there. There you are. All right, send Miss Albright in. Well, Margie, what brings a beautiful young girl down to see an old fossil like...
It's about Dad.
him? I fired the nincompoop this morning.
But it wasn't his fault. Mr. Honeywell, if you'll only take him back.
That's out of the question. I've already replaced him with a good man. An excellent man. One without a daughter.
But, Mr. Honeywell, I can explain.
Goodbye, Margie.
Oh, Margie.
In here, Dad. Where have you been?
Looking for a job. Nobody wants you when you're old and saggy.
Oh, come on now, Dad. You're not old and saggy. Chin up. Both of them. Everybody sags a little.
Oh, well, what did Mr. Honeywell have to say? You did see him, didn't you?
Oh, Dad, he wouldn't even listen to me. He's already replaced you.
You mean I'm all washed up?
Of course you're not.
Cast off like an old shoe.
Now, Dad, don't talk like that.
Oh, if I could have only have handled the deal for the Countess de Lichtenfeld, there's probably a big bonus in it. Well, if the Count was still alive, he'd make old Honeywell let me handle it.
Oh, maybe the Countess will insist on it, too.
Well, she hasn't even seen me.
Hey, wait a minute. Has Mr. Honeywell ever seen the Countess?
No, none of us have.
Then I've got news for you. She is going to insist that you handle her deal.
How?
But suppose I were the Countess.
Oh, no, Margie, you've done enough already.
But Dad, it's a cinch. She's a widow, isn't she? Widows wear veils. Under a veil, everybody looks alike.
No, Margie, you couldn't fool Mr. Honey. Now, wait a minute. It might work at that.
Of course it'll work. I'll make it work.
The Countess of Albright, eh? Well, we'll give her a reception she'll never forget. Yes?
The Countess of de Lichtenfeld is calling.
The Countess de Lichtenfeld is calling me.
Well, that's Margie. Go ahead and talk to her.
All right, put her on. Hello, Countess.
Oh, Monsieur Honeywell, it is so nice to speak to you.
It's nice to talk to you, Countess. You ought to hear the phony accent Margie's putting on.
Monsieur Honeywell.
When would you like to come over, Countess? Right now? Why, that'd be fine. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Thank you so much. Au revoir.
You'll never get away with it. You don't even know what this Countess looks like.
Neither does Mr. Honeywell. Don't you understand, Freddie? It's all my fault that he fired Dad. I've got to make him take him back.
But even if you did get away with it, he has to find out when the real Countess shows up, doesn't he? He'd be so sore he'd fire your father again.
This is a switch, Freddie. I think you're right for once. I'd better play it safe. I'm going down there right now and make Mr. Honeywell listen to me.
I've got the ammunition. Seltzer water, effervescent salts, and glass.
This may not be a warm reception, but it'll sure be a wet one.
This ought to fix it once and for all.
Yes?
The Countess is here.
The Countess is right on time. Have her come in. You better get in the closet. If Margie sees you, it'll queer the whole thing. This is a pleasure, Countess.
Thank you, Monsieur.
Take this chair. Tell me, how do you like New York, Countess?
Oh, très magnifique, Monsieur. My husband always enjoyed his visits here.
Oh, yes, the Count. His name was,
Henri Otto Gastel, Count de Lichtenfeld.
Yes, how does you know? Yes, you should know.
Now, Monsieur, about my late husband's affairs.
Oh, yes. Now, let me see. Excuse me, Countess. A little indigestion. Would you mind holding this, Countess? I always have to take a little after meals. Oh, I'm so sorry, Countess. Oh, you know, sometimes my aim is very poor. Sometimes it's very bad. No, but I bet you are.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Honeywell.
Not now, Margie. I'm busy. Countess!
Oh, Monsieur, you are out of your mind.
All right.
Dad! And Monsieur Honeywell, you will consider our business at an end.
But, Countess,
And I will advise you all to leave this place at once. This man is out of his mind.
You are?
yes, I are. You're out of a job.
But, Dad, he fired you yesterday, didn't you?
I wish I had. But no, I had to let this imbecile talk me into one of his foolproof schemes. Oh, foolproof.
Oh, up to your old tricks again, huh? Well, speak up.
Well, honey, it seemed like such a good idea at the time that
What you're trying to say is...
Very well, Monsieur Honeywell. I accept the apology. But in the future, I will deal only with Monsieur Albright.
There, Freddie. How do I sound as the Countess?
Swell, I guess, but how are you going to get in the Countess's room? And even if you do, how do you know it'll work? It didn't on your father.
Well, that's because he found out about the record. I'll make sure the Countess is asleep before I play this one.
I don't know, Margie. Anyway, after the trick they pulled on you, why you're trying to help him is beyond me.
Well, we've got to do something to keep Dad from losing his job. After all, everything's fair in love and war, and believe me, Mr. Honeywell means war.
Well, your father may win the war, but if he finds out, we're liable to lose the peace.
Now that we're here, how are we going to get this in the Countess's room?
You see, Freddie, where there's a will, there's a way. And this is the way.
Out the window?
The ledge leads right to her bedroom.
Hello? Yes, this is the Countess. Did you get my train reservation? Thank you. Will you please send the bellboy to get my bags? Thank you.
You wait in the hall, Freddie, in case Dad and Mr. Honeywell show up.
Just a moment, please.
Come in. Here are the bags.
Bon voyage.
Who are you?
I am the girl with Monsieur Albright.
But I do not understand. What are you doing in my closet?
Countess, I came here to appeal to your subconscious.
Subconscious?
Well, I guess I might as well throw myself on your mercy. You see, it all started like this.
Oh, hi. What do you got there? Oh, that's very nice. See? Oh, now look, officer, I know this looks suspicious, but I can explain everything. Well, almost everything. Well, you see, I was only trying to help.
I am so sorry. I am sure this is not very amusing to you.
Well, sort of, except that I had to keep Mr. Honeywell from firing my father.
Oh, don't worry. When Monsieur Honeywell comes, I will fix him good. After all, we women must stick together. Hello? Yes? The house detective? Who? Freddy? I do not know this Freddy.
Countess, I'm afraid I do. Hello, Freddie? Where are you? Arrested? Freddie, how did you get yourself? All right. I'll come down and explain. It's my boyfriend. They arrested him outside your door. If Mr. Honeywell ever found out about this, he'd really fire Dad.
Perhaps it is best I tell them to release your young man.
As we Americans put it, Countess, you're a real living doll. Thanks a million.
Is it?
It's Mr. Albright, your ladyship. Mr. Honeywell and I want to talk to you. Please?
Well, this is your last chance, all right. You better make it good.
Oh, Monsieur Albright, come in.
Thank you, Countess.
Monsieur Honeywell.
Please, Countess, I'm here to apologize.
Apologize. Very well, monsieur. We will listen to your apology.
Well, go ahead, all right. Tell her what I told you to.
Well, Countess, I want to apologize for being such a stupid idiot.
You? Monsieur Honeywell. This monsieur is not the monsieur who is a stupid monsieur. You are the monsieur who is a stupid monsieur, and also the idiot monsieur.
Well, if you say so, Countess.
Furthermore, stupid monsieur, we will not discuss returning my account to you until you have apologized to Monsieur Albright.
Anything to make you happy, Countess. All right, I apologize.
On bended knee, monsieur.
I apologize, all right.
Mr. Honeywell, you may rise.
Thank you, How about your account now, Countess?
We are here, Miss... Oh, Monsieur Albright. And you.
Countess? Who are you? All right, you're fired.
Too bad, Dad. Now you'll have to open up your own office to handle the Countess' affairs.
You mean you're going to let this nincompoop handle your account?
It's all been arranged.
All right, you're hired.
Oh, gee, thanks, Mr. Honeywell.
Oh, and the Countess has a little bonus for you, Mr. Honeywell.
Well, Countess, you didn't have to do that.
Go on, give it to him.
This is very nice.
Well, Dad, how does it feel to be the personal American representative of the Countess?
Margie, you were wonderful. The way you made Mr. Honeywell get down on his knees, I'll never forget that.
Just to make sure you remember some other things, I had a record made. You can play it every night.
I'll never play another trick on Margie. Never. Well, that's my little Margie.